Why did I let you walk away?
I will love you forever. I could stay like this forever,
Even with my crazy hair in the morning?
especially with that.
You are the absolute sweetest.
Stick with me and you'll have everything you ever wanted.
I could get used to diamond necklaces and private yachts in the Mediterranean.
So what do you say?
I gave up true love just for all this useless wealth.
Have you ever watched someone throw away the one person who truly loved them, only to spend years wishing they could undo that single decision? Imagine leaving behind loyalty, kindness, and a future built on trust because someone else promised a life of luxury. Now imagine discovering that money can buy almost everything, except peace, genuine love, and the chance to turn back time. Today's story is about a woman who believed wealth was the answer to all her problems, until life taught her a lesson she never expected. And by the end, you'll understand why some choices follow us forever. If you enjoy powerful, real-life inspired stories that make you think, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another unforgettable story. Emma met Daniel when they were both young and struggling to find their place in the world. Daniel wasn't rich. He drove an old car that made strange noises every morning, worked long shifts, and often came home exhausted. But there was something rare about him. He kept every promise he made. When he said he would be there, he was there. When Emma faced problems, he never disappeared. Friends often joked that Daniel cared more about Emma's happiness than his own. For years, their life wasn't glamorous, but it was peaceful. They laughed over homemade dinners, celebrated birthdays with simple gifts, and dreamed about building something meaningful together. As time passed, life became more difficult. Bills increased, unexpected expenses appeared, and social media constantly reminded Emma of people living in giant houses, driving luxury cars, and traveling around the world. She began comparing her ordinary life to carefully edited pictures online. What once felt enough slowly started feeling like failure. Daniel noticed the change. He worked even harder, taking extra shifts and sacrificing weekends just to give them a better future. But every extra hour he spent working only seemed to convince Emma that he wasn't successful enough. One evening, everything changed when Emma attended a business event with a friend. That's where she met Victor, a wealthy entrepreneur known for expensive watches, designer suits, and a lifestyle that seemed straight out of a movie. Victor knew exactly how to impress people. Luxury restaurants, private parties, expensive vacations, and endless compliments made Emma feel like she had finally discovered the life she believed she deserved. Compared to Daniel's simple routine, Victor looked like the answer to every dream she had secretly built in her mind. Daniel noticed the emotional distance growing between them. He tried asking what was wrong, but Emma kept saying she was just tired. Deep down, she had already started imagining another life. Eventually, she admitted she wanted more than Daniel could give her. She told him she was tired of struggling, tired of waiting, and tired of believing that love alone could pay the bills. Daniel listened quietly. He didn't yell. He didn't insult her. He simply looked heartbroken. Sometimes the deepest pain isn't loud. Sometimes it's the silence of someone realizing the person they trusted has already left emotionally. Within weeks, Emma moved out. Friends were shocked, but many assumed she had made the smart decision. After all, who wouldn't choose financial security over uncertainty? Social media painted a perfect picture. Emma smiled beside luxury cars, beachfront homes, and glamorous vacations. People commented that she had upgraded her life. They believed she had won. But pictures never tell the entire story. Behind the expensive lifestyle, Victor treated relationships like business deals. Everything came with conditions. Gifts became tools for control. Compliments slowly turned into criticism. The freedom Emma thought she had found slowly disappeared. Victor expected perfection. Every mistake became an argument. Every disagreement reminded Emma that the luxurious life wasn't truly hers. It belonged to him. Meanwhile, Daniel quietly continued rebuilding his own life. Instead of letting heartbreak define him, he invested in himself. He took evening classes, learned new skills, and eventually started a small business with a close friend. Progress was slow. There were setbacks and failures, But Daniel refused to quit. Years of discipline began paying off. His company grew steadily, earning respect for honesty and quality. Ironically, the man who had once been considered unsuccessful was now becoming financially comfortable through patience instead of shortcuts. Life has a strange way of rewarding consistency. Emma, however, found herself trapped in a relationship that looked perfect from the outside but felt empty on the inside. Luxury became normal, but happiness never arrived. She realized something psychologists often talk about. People quickly adapt to material comfort. What once feels exciting eventually becomes ordinary, leaving us searching for something else. Real fulfillment usually comes from trust, purpose, and meaningful relationships rather than expensive possessions. Emma had traded those lasting qualities for temporary excitement without realizing what she was losing. Years passed before Victor's business faced serious financial trouble. Investments failed, business partners walked away. The glamorous lifestyle began disappearing piece by piece. Expensive cars were sold. Vacations stopped. The mansion became impossible to maintain. Suddenly, the relationship built around wealth had no strong foundation left. Without luxury hiding their differences, constant conflict filled the house. Eventually, they separated. For the first time in years, Emma was completely alone. One afternoon, while walking through a quiet neighborhood, she unexpectedly saw Daniel again. He looked different, more confident, healthier, peaceful. There was no bitterness on his face, only quiet maturity. They spoke for a few minutes. Daniel was polite but emotionally distant. Emma learned that his business had become successful and that he had built a comfortable life through years of hard work. More importantly, he seemed genuinely happy. That conversation haunted her for weeks. She kept remembering every small moment she once ignored. The evenings, Daniel stayed awake when she was sick, the birthday surprises he planned despite having very little money, the way he always believed in their future, even during difficult times. She realized those memories carried a value that no luxury vacation had ever matched. Eventually, Emma gathered enough courage to ask Daniel if they could meet for coffee. Daniel agreed. The conversation lasted hours. Emma admitted everything. She confessed that she had confused wealth with security and excitement with love. She admitted that she had taken loyalty for granted because she assumed it would always be there. Tears filled her eyes as she apologized for breaking the heart of the one person who had truly stood beside her. Finally, she quietly asked if they could start over. Daniel remained silent for several moments before speaking. He thanked her for the apology because it gave both of them closure. He said he genuinely hoped she found peace and happiness. But then he explained something that changed the entire conversation. He told her forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same thing. He had forgiven her years ago because carrying anger only hurts the person holding it. But forgiveness didn't erase the consequences of the choices that had been made. During the years they spent apart, he had rebuilt his life, rediscovered his confidence, and learned that trust, once broken deeply enough, cannot always be restored. Some chapters deserve to remain closed, not because of hatred, but because healing sometimes means moving forward instead of looking back. Emma understood. For the first time, she accepted that some opportunities only come once. She realized she wasn't really asking for Daniel back. She was asking for the version of herself who had believed love was enough before greed, comparison, and unrealistic expectations changed her perspective. As they stood to leave, Daniel wished her well with complete sincerity. There was no revenge, no cruel words, no desire to make her suffer. Ironically, his kindness hurt more than anger ever could, because it reminded Emma of exactly what she had walked away from years earlier. The lesson isn't that money is bad. Financial success can create comfort, opportunity, and freedom. The real danger comes when wealth becomes the only measure of someone's value. Character, loyalty, honesty, and commitment often reveal their true worth only after they're gone. Many people spend years chasing bigger houses, higher salaries, or more impressive lifestyles, only to discover that the relationships they neglected were the very things that gave life meaning. Emma eventually rebuilt her own life, focusing on becoming a better person rather than chasing appearances. She learned that regret can become either a lifelong prison or the beginning of wisdom. Daniel continued moving forward, grateful for the difficult experience because it taught him to value himself and never confuse someone else's decision with his own worth. Now here's a question for you. If someone left you for money and came back years later asking for another chance, would you forgive them or would you move on like Daniel did? Share your thoughts in the comments because every perspective tells a different story. And if this story made you think about the true value of loyalty, share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Sometimes the greatest treasures in life aren't the ones we can buy. They're the people who choose to stand beside us when we have nothing, because those are the relationships that time and money can never replace.